How's it going, folks? Stu here. Bit of a stressful time still. I think you'd be hard pressed to find anyone at the moment that would disagree with that statement. There's no one at the back of the room. Just fucking, yeah, hang on, me. I'm having a great time at the moment, okay? Speak for yourselves. No, things are still pretty rough. And even though we've got, you know, a couple of glimmers of hope, it looks like things are on the up, fingers crossed. But it's still stressful. And even those nice things, objectively, I guess, good things in the context of whatever the fuck's going on, still bring with it their own set of stressful things. It's stressful at the moment is what I'm trying to say. I'm even having a bloody stressful time trying to get through this opening. Christ alive. But cinema has always been a way of comforting us, I think. I mean, I don't think I'm alone in saying that during the pandemic. It's been nice to kick back with a film which just sort of sets your mind at ease a lot. And towards the beginning of last year's mess, with the first lockdown over here in the UK, I put out a list of some of my favourite feel-good films to watch when you're feeling like shit at the moment, which was a lot of the time last year. But today I wanted to talk specifically about calming films, but some of those maybe feel good, you know, there is a crossover on that. But I wanted to do a separate list because calming films to me are different, you know, they don't have to be nice, happy films, but there's just something about the tone of them and the way they're presented that just put you in this nice, calming state. And those are the sort of films I'm lapping up at the moment. Yes, please, sir, give me more. Little Oliver twist for you. That one won't be on the list because it's about an orphan boy having a terrible time. So grab yourself a nice calming drink. Go for a herbal tea. That'll probably do it. Grab yourself a beverage. Kick back with me as we run through 5 of my favourite calming films for a stressful world. And if you haven't already, click subscribe. It's right there. It's begging to be done. Let's get into it with one of the most calming films I've ever seen. This is pleasant. I just feel pleasant doing this list already. I'm loving it. Patterson. It's a film by Jim Jarmusch in which Adam Driver plays a bus driver living in Patterson, and it is a soothing watch like nothing else. But it's just a lovely, slow-moving sort of slice-of-life film. It basically just follows this guy in his day-to-day life. We see him go through his days as a bus driver. I promise you, it is good. That does not make it sound good at all, but it's brilliant. I mean, Adam Driver, we all know he's brilliant, okay? But he just brings this absolute softness to this role, and it's one of my favorite performances from him. But everything about this film is just like a hug. It's never too much, it's never too aggressive, and it doesn't need to be. The relationships, the themes, the stuff it touches on, it just naturally sort of rears its head at different points. And so yeah, you might find it a little bit slow paced. I don't think it's going to be for everyone, this film, but if you've got a couple of hours on a Sunday afternoon or something and you just let yourself go with Patterson, it's a really satisfying and rewarding and ultimately very soothing watch. I love it. And also Adam Driver plays a bus driver. I mean, dude, come on, it's right there. You're gonna say no to a film where Adam Driver plays a driver? Fuck out of here. Watch it. You owe it to Adam. There's a ice cream van outside. Don't know if you can hear that, but that's the opposite of calming. It's cold. The sun's gone. No one's getting ice creams, mate. Next on my list is a film from one of my absolute favourite filmmakers. It's Edward Yang. I had to get an Edward Yang film on the list, and I was thinking, which one do I put on? Because all of his films are quite calming to me, but I didn't want to do Brighter Summer Day, which I guess is the obvious, like, best Edward Yang film to suggest, because, you know, there's some violence in there, and there's nothing quite like people dying to make you feel a little bit less calm. So I went for Yi Yi, or A One and a Two, its English title, which is an incredibly soothing film. If you've not watched it, and if you've not watched any Edward Yang film, just, it's like looking through a scrapbook of someone else's life. You know, like that experience of sitting down with your family and flicking through old photo books of you when you were a child. I don't know if anyone else finds that relaxing and soothing like I do, especially with a grandparent who happens to maybe have, I don't know, the most calming and soothing old person voice you could imagine. That shit will soothe you into a different realm, my guy. This film is like just opening up that photo book of this family in Taiwan and just like slowly plowing through it at a nice pace. Edward Yang has this beautiful ability to be able to mine the smallest bits out of different relationships between characters and to make all of these characters feel really lived in and fleshed out. And so what you end up watching is more of just kind of like a tapestry of real people living their daily lives in this city in Taipei. And it's just so calming. And I appreciate that's probably getting annoying to hear at this point. Oh, why have you put this one in the list? Because it's calming. But it is. The tone of his films are really gentle, really, really rewarding. And yes, it's got some really moving moments in it. It's not all happy. It's not all sad. But that doesn't mean it's not calming. And it soothes me. All of Edward Yang's films. And Yi Yi is just the ultimate in soothing. Aesthetically as well, this shit will just... very nice to look at. But on a subject of aesthetics being so pleasing they become soothing, Columbus is a very pretty film, and again, one which will soothe you. You're gonna be feeling like hot butter, my guy. I really didn't know much about Columbus at all before I went into it. It's directed by Ko Ganada, who's a South Korean-born American filmmaker, and it's best to not really know much about it going into it. Just watch it and trust that it's going to soothe you. To give you like some kind of vague idea so you can decide whether you do actually want to watch it. It's just basically about a guy that meets a girl in Columbus, and the two of them sort of have their own things going on in their lives, but it's really just watching them chat and sort of meet each other and learn about each other in the backdrop of very, very pretty scenery and pretty buildings. And again, similar to Edward Yang's film, it's very much a film which takes its time with its characters and with its story. It can be seen as slow, I guess, to some people, but I really like that sort of quietness to it. It's very relaxing in that sense. And again, yeah, just seeing nice imagery, just... therapeutic. The leads are John Cho and Haley Lu Richardson. They're the sort of actors that will pop up in things and I'll be like, yes, I'm just happy you're here. And I'm gonna stick around for a while. Really, really enjoyed Columbus. It's a nice little gem if you've not caught it already. But the next one on my list is, I mean, I had to talk about it. I had to get it in here. It's one of my favorite films of the past decade. You might be able to guess where I'm going with it. It's Call Me By Your Name. Let's address the elephant in the room. Armie Hammer. Let's move on from the elephant in the room. Call Me By Your Name, if you haven't seen it, I mean, it's magical. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous film. Luca Guadagnino is one of my favorite directors. He quickly established himself in my eyes as one of the all-time greats with this film. But again, kind of similar to Ko Ganada with Columbus, Luca Guadagnino's sort of approach to the environment and the feel and the aesthetic of where these characters are is everything. It's the heart and soul of this film. It's just nice to be there. It really feels like you're sort of... on holiday with these characters not in a cheesy way like that sounds, but like just you almost just sat back like this on a little sun lounger just watching, you know, a gay romance blossom in summer. That sounds creepy actually, doesn't it? But there's so many moments in this film which just it takes me to my happy place, right? It's so calming. Seeing the sunlight through the building, seeing the character's skin. I'm sounding more and more like a serial killer as I say these things. It's just watching a genuinely moving and beautiful relationship evolve at its own pace, nice and slowly throughout a few hours, and it just happens to be set in an incredibly lush Italian countryside environment. It is a shame that the lead actor in it might be a cannibal, no doubt. But look, the film remains untouched by that scandal. Timmy's in it, your boy Timmy's in it. What more could you want? As I said, one of my favorite films of the last decade, and it just happens to be one of the most like chilled times ever at the cinema. And the final calming film to suggest to you guys today is an animated one. I thought I'd, you know, get a bit of animation in there because it always seems to have this weirdly calming effect on me no matter what it is. And this one is one of the most relaxing times I've had in the cinema in the best way possible. It's The Red Turtle. This one is a sort of studio collaboration between Studio Ghibli and The Wild Bunch, which is a German animation. Maybe it's just more than animation. It's a German production company. And it's directed by Dutch animation director Michael Duduk de Wit. And this film is one of the most gorgeous animated films I've seen in the last decade. It is beautiful. There are no lines in this film. It's not a silent film because it's got the sound of the environment and it's got, you know, noises from the lead character. But there's no dialogue, which means it's a very kind of quiet, down-to-earth film. It's basically just about a guy getting shipwrecked. He washes up on a beach and we follow what happens there, you know, nature and this guy trying to survive, his memories and all that jazz. It's a quiet, gentle film that just sort of pushes you slightly through its story and you just take it at its own pace. The whole experience watching this is just incredibly soothing. The sounds of the crashing waves, the nature, the animation, the way the trees all move. Just the movement in this film, I think that's what the style of animation lends itself so well to, just seeing movement on screen. That can be, it just is so relaxing. And it's all complemented by an insanely beautiful score. I mean, the score to The Red Turtle has soundtracked a lot of the time I've spent working over the last however many years. If I'm like, right, I need to focus and concentrate, but I also want to listen to something nice, you best believe that Red Turtle soundtrack is going the fuck on. It's gorgeous. Everything about this film is so, so beautiful. But that's it. That's all the suggestions I've got for you today on what films I would go to feel calm at the moment. I hope that I've been able to broaden those calming horizons, you know, like waves flowing out and ebbing back. Or not like that at all. Of course, please let me know in the comments down below what your choice of calming films are. Your go-to films where you're like, right, I need to kick back and soothe, switch things off a little bit. This is going on. Like it down below. We'll have a little chat down there, see what everyone's been watching to keep calm at the moment, because God knows we need it. Hopefully, less stressful times are just on the horizon. Please come quickly. See you guys soon for some more thoughts on films, maybe some more suggestions. Who knows what's going to bloody happen? I can't predict the future, but I can predict that you're going to be feeling very, very relaxed. That sounds like a threat more than it did a nice inviting end to the video. Just sleep one eye open. That's what I'm saying. You're going to feel so fucking relaxed. Just you fucking wait.